I freaking love the tush push. So that's why I use this as the photo. The Eagles, a lot of disappointment at the end of their season. A couple moves this off season. Um, there's parts of me that think the Eagles can get back to form. Because even with all the drama, there's one thing with the Eagles that has been of late, and it's consistency. And even if like their fans are trolling them and saying you guys suck, we're playing awful and terrible, they're still getting to the postseason. They're still competing in the East. They're still winning games. And you look around the league, there's a lot of other teams in the NFC where it's like, yeah, we would love to be exactly where the Eagles are. So, with that being said, I think the Eagles can definitely bounce back, but I have to be a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Just kind of take it slow because here's the thing. We have seen within this division, it's kind of gone back and forth with division winners. We've never had a back to back winner in over 20 years. Eagles just did it where they won the division in 25 and then they won the division in 24, so they went back to back. Now, a three-peat? I don't know. It's always swapped back and forth between Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles, Cowboys. You'll sprinkle in Washington here and there. There's parts of me where if like looking at the teams, the best team I think is the Eagles. But I don't think they're going to win the division 3 straight years in a row, which they very well could. So then who'd be that team that steals the division? Look at the young and upcoming Giants, where you also look at the history, who's sprinkled in there like every 4 or 5 years? Giants. So there's parts of me that think the Giants could win the division, but let's get into this. Start out week one at home. Is this at home? Well, considering that the London is, yeah, the Green's probably home. Yes. Week two against, yep. Week three, Monday Night Football on the road against the Bears. Yup. Week four at the Rams. No. No. Well, hold on. Didn't the Rams. Oh my gosh, I might have this all backwards. Didn't the Rams come play the. Rams played the Eagles in Philadelphia last year. So maybe the green's away. And the whites. Either way. To this point, it kind of actually doesn't matter. No, England is Jacksonville's team. Yes, I think they could beat the Panthers. Um, I think they can sweep the Cowboys. Sunday Night Football against what? No, because you got to put Washington on the map. Now, against the Giants, here's the funny thing. This is going to be for the division. So I'll have them lose this one, and then I'll have them win this one because ultimately this is going to be the game that gives the Giants the division. And with how the mathematics are in the metrics, with I mean they went 1-1, swept the Cowboys, and then they went 1-1. That leaves the door wide open for the Giants to steal the division, even though the Giants will be like the fourth seed at 10-7, and the Eagles will be the fifth seed with like 11 or 12 wins. Just mathematics because they had that. That's what I'll. I like that. I like that. Makes no sense, but I don't think the Giants are a better team. But I would pick more on the side of I don't think the Eagles three-peat. We haven't seen it before. Now against the Steelers, mm, let's just put a loss here. Why not? Cardinals, yes. Colts, yes. Mm, I think they could beat the Seahawks. Holiday game. Oh my gosh. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they're sitting at 10-4. That is probably way, way, way too many wins. And plus, I'm showing my bias by having them sweep the Cowboys, which in reality they'd probably split 1-1 with the Cowboys. Um, Now to have them win three in a row and then lose three in a row is kind of comical because I I think the Niners are better. I think the Niners are a better squad, and there's part. You know what? But I can see a little bit of a get back here because they did lose to them in the wild card and embarrassed them. So I can see a little bit of a get back there. But against the Texans, this to me has everybody jumping off the ship and going, "You lost to the freaking Texans." Both quarterbacks threw for a record-breaking over 10 interceptions, and they lost on a field goal. And then everybody's out. They lose two of their final three, and then it's like, oh, look at that, they're the fifth seed, fourth seed, sixth seed, and then, oh, look at that, they still end up in the NFC Championship game. Go figure. Go figure. But ultimately, this Giants game, I think this will probably be for the division. Now, when we count out wins here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11-6. That means the Giants would need to be 11-6 as well, or 12-5. I don't. That's tough. That is tough for me to predict. I don't know if the Giants can win that many games. Maybe they can, but other than 11 wins feels very safe. Because there's parts of me again, like if they take care of business against the Steelers, Seahawks, the Texans, the Colts, the Jaguars, and the Bears, like out of conference teams, just with the out of conference teams alone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 7 potential gimme wins where it's like, yeah, they should be beating the Titans. That is an easy win. Now the international game and the Texans game and the Steelers game, I'll put those up for whatever. The Saturday game against the Seahawks, that also has trap game written all over it because we don't know how Super Bowl defending champs are going to play this year. So I don't know. 11 wins feels pretty safe. I think floor would be 9 wins, 8 wins where they're 8-9, 9-8. Ceiling though, I could see them getting 15 wins. Like that does not surprise me in the slightest. Like I think they still have a good offense. They still have a pretty good defense, top 5 in the league. And then, you look at their most difficult games here. Rams, Niners, Seahawks, and then division games against, because the funny thing is like records wise against Washington or Dallas or New York, it doesn't matter what the record is. Like they're going to go out, and even if the Giants only have 2 wins, and to this point, the Giants have 2 wins, they're sitting at 2-7, and the Eagles are sitting at 8-1. The Giants can still whoop the Eagles' ass because it's a divisional opponent. But you look at that, okay, again, we only have 2 or 3 teams where they're legit Super Bowl contenders versus other teams and other schedules where you got to go play the Bills, you got to play the Ravens, you got to play the Chiefs, you got to play the Eagles, you got to play the Rams. Like they've kind of lucked out in that aspect of non-divisional opponents that not making the playoffs, probably not making the playoffs. Where, oh, look at these gimme games that are pretty easy. But guys, I think I've talked and thought about it way too much that I needed to. But I thank you guys for watching. If you guys agree, be sure to let me know. If not, sorry, don't know what to tell you. But yeah, guys, be sure to push that like button. You know what I mean. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one.